Purvesh sir, please begin.
Just a second, sir. Register recording permission नहीं है मेरे पास.
Sir, it is recording on the cloud. I will share the link after you.
Okay.
Permission needed for meeting host.
Sir, I will share the link to you, sir, also.
Okay, no issue.
So, very good afternoon to all. Myself, Professor Purvesh Walan, working as an assistant professor and exam coordinator for Parul Institute of Engineering and Technology Diploma Studies. Today, we are going to present a webinar on safety for yourself and your loved ones. The webinar is delivered by Dr. Rajesh Kumar Arora, sir. Dr. Rajesh Kumar Arora, sir, obtained the BTech and Master degree in Electrical Engineering from Delhi College of Engineering, University of Delhi, in 1999 and 2003 respectively. Sir completed PhD in Grounding System Design from UPEC, Dehradun. Sir is also certified Energy Manager and Auditor. Sir has worked in 400 kV and 220 kV substation for more than 14 years in Delhi Transco Limited. Sir has also worked as a Deputy Director, Transmission and Distribution in Delhi Electricity Regulatory Commission, DERC, for 3 years and 6 months. Sir has also rendered his service in the SLDC of Delhi Transco Limited also. Presently, Dr. Rajesh Kumar Arora sir is working in the design and the engineering department of DTL as a senior manager technical. Dr. Rajesh Kumar Arora sir research interests include high voltage technology, grounding, earthing system, design of power system, protection system, computer application in power system, power transmission and distribution designing, regulatory business and affairs, etc. Sir has presented his papers in national and international seminars and written many articles for many leading magazines for India. So it will our great privilege to have Dr. Rajesh Kumar Arora sir with us for the today's webinar. So by not wasting too much time, I would like to invite Dr. Rajesh Kumar Arora sir to begin with the webinar for our today's audience. Thank you very much, sir, for the joining and time निकालने के लिए हमारे लिए.
Thank you very much, Purvesh sir, for inviting me. And I would like to start with thanks to Parul University and special thanks to Professor Purvesh, who invited me for this very important subject. Good afternoon to everyone who is listening, who is watching it right now. I am here to talk about, kindly allow me to share screen.
Yes, sir.
Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Now it is full screen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I am here to talk about electrical safety for yourself and your loved ones. Why this safety? This is very important subject to understand. Dear all, every time when accident happens, it gives pain. And every day we get news of electrocutions, fire, electrical accidents on social media, on news. And it is very important to mention here that there are around 30 to 40 deaths in a day. 30 to 40 deaths in a day means 15,000 deaths in a year. And 75,000 people who suffer. Because every death is the death of hope and dreams and growth of the associated persons. We must understand that once the safety is on, the accident automatically gone. Safety itself is like a charity that starts from your home. We talk about accident, electrocution, fire, but it is very important to understand the root cause of all these things happening every day without fail. It happens because we avoid the safety rules and regulations well in place. We bypass the safety protective devices, safety regulations. We become careless about safety and commissioning. We don't have knowledge about the safety rules. There is problem with the mindset. We are overconfident. There is a poor installation or commissioning. There may be some qualities issue. There may be issues related to readings of rules and regulations, repairs, selection of equipments you are going to use, condition monitoring, and the testings of equipments you have already installed. When I say safety, when I talk about the safety, there are three fundamental things. If you look at the basic electrical engineering, there are three important parameters. There is voltage, there is current, there is frequency. When I say voltage, we have to provide insulation. When I say current, we have to take care about short circuit and overloading. When I say frequency, we have to take care of the harmonics being generated. All parameters plays very important role. Safety, what safety is? Basically, safety has three important components. The safety starts with the basic provision of insulation. That is called basic protection. Then comes fault protection. You have to give protection against some short circuit. You have to give protection against the single line to ground fault. Then comes additional protection you have to provide. Basic protection, fault protection, and additional protection. In additional protection, you have to provide RCD, etc. That will take care of shock current that when it becomes more than 30 milliamperes, it sends the problem and it trips, isolate my running circuit. Every day, our social media provides such types of news. Electrocution, when you touch any pole, especially during rainy seasons. It had become everyday news, especially during rainy seasons. Sometimes you get news from one part of site, sometimes you get news from other part of country, town, state, big city. It happens everywhere. Once you get the news of electrocution touching the pole, it forces you to ponder. Who is responsible? We start blaming authorities. But we have to give our bid. We have to understand the rules and regulations. We have to make people aware about the importance of safety. If some shortcomings are noticed, we have to inform authority concerned about that shortcomings you notice. Only blame game is not the solution. You have to give you a bit. You have to start working in the directions of making people aware. You have to take that very first step towards journey of 1,000 miles. That is very important. In your life, you have two options with you: race and grace. The difference between the race and the grace is the word of G. G means you must have good mindset, good intention. Then your race in your life becomes grace. You get support of your mentors. You get support of your well-wishers. You start working for your nation. We have to defeat that defeat before that defeat defeats us. And that is possible with proper determination. Decide, take determination and just go and do it. Clarity of mind and peace of mind are very important. With your clarity of mind, you can do that thing that you want to. But we have to stop such accidents of fire electrocutions happening every day without fail. We have to give our contribution. We have to make people aware. 30, 40 deaths in a day is not a normal thing. It needs attention. We have to take action, and action starts with yourself. We talked about human being, even animals in jungles, in different parts are not spared. They are also becoming the victim of that shock because protection systems are not working properly. There is no proper selections of protective device. It fails when it is required to operate. Then we again start blaming the system. I already mentioned that it's a quality issue. It's a failure of my protective system. Failure of protection coordination. We have to avoid bypassing the protection system. We should not be overconfident. We have to give full attention. Only then we can avoid, we can minimize, we can eliminate, we can erase such accidents from our life. Everyone has to give their contribution. This is like an elephant in the room. Just time to take that bull by horn. And you have to lead it. Avoiding the problem is not talking about problem is not the solution of that problem. We will have to talk it. We have to find a solution. We have to work together to make our nation free of accidents. This is a concept of short circuit. Every time in all the reports, all the inquiry reports, inquiry committee find it very easy to blame that short circuit for accident happening around the city. We have to understand what short circuit is. As the name implies, when your phase connector comes directly in contact with your neutral wire or earth, that creates short circuit and earth fault. In that case, the heavy current starts flowing. Because of that heavy current, there is a huge amount of heat generated by that conductor through which that heavy current is flowing. And because of that heat and presence of oxygen, and when it comes in contact with some combustible material, the fire starts. We have to stop this fire and we have to ignite the fire within. Your passion is your heat. Your determination is your fuel. And guidance of your mentor is oxygen. Ignite the fire within you. We all are living in a well of myth. We have to just come out of it. We have to start thinking out of box. We have to give our contribution and we have to stop it. We have to stop all this fire. Time to wake up. The purpose of coming here with Parul University is I wanted to talk with the youth. And youth have that potential. They can bring change. They can bring change in the mindset. And with the change in the mindset, when we start following, we start observing, we start obeying all the rules and regulations, definitely these accidents will be eliminated from our system. I request all the faculty, all professors, lecturers, kindly educate students about safety. It is very important to talk about safety. If it is not the part of curriculum, at least we should talk like this webinar. Through this, such webinars must be arranged. It's a welcome step by Parul University. They have given due importance to that safety, which is being neglected every time. Time to wake up. And safety starts with equipments and the system neutral earthing. We have to be very much we have to ensure the availability of earth in our equipments, in our socket we are using. I have made 2-3 videos in my YouTube channel showing how to check the availability of earth. Kindly go through that. You should understand the concept of system earthing. You should understand the concept of equipment earthing. Once you become sure about that earthing, you are allowed to use the gadget you want to. This is the analogy I always talk about. I always use. I have made videos, many videos of that fault current versus ambulance. We know very well that whenever we come across ambulance on the road, it's our duty to give way to that ambulance so that it can reach to the hospital in minimum time and the patient inside that ambulance can be saved. Here, the patient is my costly equipment, my living stock, my personal working in the system, my family, myself, my loved ones using the gadgets. Whenever some fault happens in my systems, heavy current starts flowing. And we have to give that dedicated path for that heavy current to go back to the source. We have to choose our system wisely. TN, TNCS, TNS system, TT system, whatever you use. But I have already mentioned, you have to provide 3 protection system: basic, fault protection, and additional protection. By providing 3 protection system, basic, fault, and additional, you can save this patient. That is myself, yourself, my good loved ones, my costly equipments, living stock, animals. I'm quite sure next time whenever you find any ambulance on the road, you'll be forced to think about that slide. I have been singing the same song related to safety for many years, and I'm quite sure one day that song will be liked, even will be sung by everyone, and that day will bring big change. My country will be free of accidents. Person sitting at home feel happy when their patient can reach home, reach hospital in time, and the life is saved by proper treatment. Similarly, we feel happy when we can protect the person in our vicinity, in our friend circle, in our relation against electric shock, expected fire, electrocution. Start giving your contribution. I always talk about in the present era, the life starts with one gadget and ends with one gadget, that is your mobile, because that is something which is loved and liked by everyone, and in fact, very difficult to live without it. That is your mobile. You start your day with mobile, you end your day with mobile. In general, to operate that mobile, you need one charger. And when you're going to purchase that charger, you have to look at that IS. This is the basic safety where attention is to be given. This gadget is used everyone. Wherever you go, it has become mandatory. You will find this gadget in the hands of everyone you come across. But you have to, at the same time, look at the IS 13252 Part 1 or IC 60950-1. At the same time, you have to look square in square symbol that ensure double insulation level and it ensure the safety. This is the first step towards safety. Now time to look at the other small, crucial, important things to ensure safety. Let us talk about this extension code first. This is a normal scene in almost all the shops, all the houses, all institutions, all hospitals, all buildings, wherever you go. Because of lack of knowledge, we don't understand the rating. For one extension code, we use so many gadgets. That must be avoided. And we have to understand that when a particular appliance is or gadget is not in use, to save energy and to minimize the possibility of electric shock and fire, that must be unplugged. It ensures safety as well as save energy. The next problem is with loose connection. When loose connections are there, the arcing start. When arcing are there, there is a rise in the temperature. When the rise in the temperature, because of presence of oxygens and availability of combustible materials, one thing is about to happen, fire. Avoid it. When I say extension cord, that should be the stopgap arrangement, temporary arrangement. Never make it permanent. It should be for a short time. But what happens once we start using extension cord, we forget to go for the fixed one. We forget to bring the actual circuits in that place, actual socket. We finally become addicted to use extension cord as a final arrangement. That must be avoided. Very simple, important, but very important thing to avoid, to follow. Next important thing is never plug space heater on like heater on any on extension cord or power strip. That must be avoided. Happened. Then we should not run code under rugs, carpets, doors, or window. That must be avoided. Otherwise, we won't be able to monitor the condition of insulation. At one day, that will finally, we find that insulation wear out and it results into earth fault or short circuits. We have to make sure that extension cords don't become tripping hazard at all. You must have noticed such situation many places. We usually lay down that strip or extension cord on floor or hang it on the wall with multiple sockets are inserted in that hanging strip. We have to avoid that thing. Another important part is keep papers and other potential combustible at least 3 feet away, 30 centimeters away. That must be done. 1 meter away, not 30 centimeters, that is 1 meter away, 100 centimeters away from space heater and other heating sources. All these small things will definitely bring change. And make sure that you use proper rating illumination fitting for illumination lamps. The rating of the lamp you are using and the illumination fitting you have should match. Another important part is we have to make ensure that our buildings, our office building, our institution building have some smoke or fire detection alarm. That must be checked for healthiness. That is called condition monitoring must be done. And when you find that these are not working, that must be replaced immediately without second thought. Earthing and grounding. I have already mentioned there are basically two types of grounding earthing systems we have: neutral or system grounding and equipment grounding, and functional grounding also plays very important role in big data centers, electronic systems, where we need the requirement of functional grounding comes in the pictures when you have to operate some special equipment. You need some functional grounding also to make your gadgets work properly. And that must be designed based on your site. That should be site specific, your requirement. And the purpose is to ensure that the fault current at the time of fault must reach to the source in minimum time. You have to ensure that your protection system you have already installed work properly. You have to ensure that external discharges like lightnings are discharged properly with proper designing of grounding systems. You have to ensure that there is equipotential bonding among various gadgets, various systems, various services in the building. I request everyone to kindly look at NEC 2023 guidelines. Also read IS 732, IS 3043 is Bible so far earthing and groundings are concerned. CA safety guidelines, CA safety regulation 2023 must be read to have proper knowledge about the rules and regulations and safeties. We have numbers of MCB in our systems. Installation of MCB is important, but at the same time, proper selection, proper rating of MCB you have installed is also very important. You must have knowledge about the tripping curve of various MCB available. C type, B type, D type. Based on your requirement, you have to select proper MCB, and I have already mentioned special protection system like RCD also be provided in your system to ensure that there is not any kind of shock electrocution because of leakage current. In our present era, we are using so many electronics gadgets. Our refrigerator is again inverter control, air conditioner is inverter control, we are using microwaves, we are using computers, laptop, all these are having different types of electronics devices. And these electronics devices generate harmonics in your system. When harmonics are there, there is one more effect that is called a heating effect because of the flow of current in the neutral. They need to take care of the harmonics being generated. If your harmonics are more, you have to take proper action to mitigate that effect. That will help you to minimize heating effects of harmonics. It also deteriorates your power factor. It also changes the power quality. Be careful. Above all, the proper selections of wires and cables. If you look at new NEC guidelines, it clearly mentioned that class 2 wires to be used. You have to specifically mention class 2 wires when you are going to purchase it. You should avoid overloading of your wires in the circuits. You have to proper design your wiring system. You have to proper lay the wire in conduits. Proper terminations of wires plays important role. All small things plays major role, in fact. We have to use good quality gadgets. We should not use outdated, outlived, damaged gadgets or appliances. That ensures the safety. Proper maintenance of equipments and gadgets. Condition monitoring of gadgets you have also helps you to minimize the electrocutions, fires, accidents. proper protection systems and coordinations. When you design any circuits to run your gadgets, your appliances, that must be protected properly with the proper protection system coordination. If you don't do that thing, the very much purpose of that protection MCB and relays will be defeated. Avoid it and ensure safety. Regularly inspections, testings of electrical cords, extension cords, electrical gadgets, and electrical circuits must be done. That ensures safety. This picture depicts when we talk about electrocution, when we touch any electric poles, what affects kills you, that is the touch potential between that hand that is touching that pole and potential difference between that hand that is touching the pole and the leg or the position where you're standing. That potential difference is responsible for that current that flows through your body through earth. Any value more than 30 milliamperes is dangerous for a human being, because after that the ventricular fibrillation starts, your heart fails, and definitely there is a risk of life after that. It is well said that when there is no earth, there will be unearth, and unearth itself is a disaster, and that disaster can be avoided, can be eliminated, can be raised when you start working in that directions, when you become the part of my mission to make my India, my nation free of electrical accidents. There will be some change. And time to contribute to eliminate electrical accident. Let's take a pledge to make my India, my nation free of electrical accidents. And finally, we have to work all together in the directions of safety. We have to make people aware, we have to educate people. And finally, ultimately, we have to eliminate, we have to make our India, our nation, this globe free of electrical accidents. This is not impossible, only it needs your help, your contribution, your intention, your support, your blessings. There will be some change. Change is bound to happen. This number definitely will come down with support of everyone. This is not the end, it is just the beginning. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for this wonderful webinar on safety. So we are having few questions from Facebook as well as from the students. So can I ask that particular question, sir?
Yes, why not?
Sir, actually, we have seen many accidents happening due to the electrical safety and other safety. So why do the central and state government do not introduce any strict laws regarding the safety in India? And if there are any laws, so वो भी सर कोई कॉमन मैन के लिए ड्राफ्टिंग अवेलेबल इतना इजीली नहीं होता है कि उसको कहाँ जाके पढ़ना है.
Okay. First of all, I would like to mention here that there are already well regulations in place. The very first regulation is CA Safety Regulation 2020-23. All these regulations are free of cost, can be downloaded free of cost through your computer. The only thing required, you have to make habit of reading it. You have to make habit of understanding it. Every day, without fail, I am uploading one video to make people aware about that rules and regulations. You can also download IS 3043 from the site of BAS. You can also download NEC, National Electric Code 2023 from the site of BAS. You can also download IS 732. You must have IEEE 80 for designing of grounding systems. All these documents are already available. Only need is to change your mindset. When you say, this is not going to harm me, that is your overconfidence. I already mentioned that there is only difference of R&D. If you, for example, you say, I am a learner. There is one learned who knows all these rules and regulation. If you check the spelling, the only difference is R&D. The R&D means that person have read that rules and regulations. He has done that R&D. He has done that research and finally determined to bring change. Once you apply that R&D in your life, you definitely become learner to learn it. And you start contributing for your nation, for your country. I hope I have done.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, another question is that, is there any recent updates or changes in the electrical safety standard that participants should know about?
Yes, I have already mentioned that CA Safety Regulation 2023 is a new guideline. It is available free of cost on the website of CA, Central Electricity Authority. And I think everyone must have that copy with them and they have to read it. And this is the latest guideline, and latest guideline NEC 2023 is also available. From that can be downloaded from the site of BAS.
Thank you, sir. So there is one more question that, is there any collaborative efforts between the government, industries and the communities to enhance the electrical safety awareness?
Very, very good and important question. If you look at the guidelines given by governments, every unit of commercial unit, any private unit, they are conducting some safety trainings for their staff regularly. It is mandatory to conduct that training. It is also important to go for the audit, electrical audit, inspection, testings. It is not at the same time to that, not up to the mark, but people have started doing that thing. And with the efforts of government, from good persons who want to contribute for country, there are many people who are educating every day without fail. We are in an era where we have very easy access to our gadgets, social media. When we can see videos related to entertainment, at the same time, if we spend some time to watch safety and rules, regulations related videos, definitely it will enhance our knowledge, and there will be a day when we will be free of electrical accidents and electrocutions and fire news.
Thank you very much, sir. There is one more question which is related to the civil engineering side. As we can see the rapid growth in the construction industries in India.
Right.
So does it impact the electrical safety? And If yes, then what measures should we take to reduce the accident in this sector?
Yeah. When you're talking about infrastructure site, construction site, it is one thing is common in all development part, in development process, use of energy. When you are using electricity for any work related connected to construction, whatever I have explained in my slides, in my presentations are mandatory to apply. For example, for construction site, if you are using some portable instrument, that must be inspected before use. You have to ensure availability of earth. You have to ensure availability of proper rating of protective device. You have to ensure proper rating of wire being used with that portable instrument. And you have to ensure the quality and proper commissioning. All safeties are common irrespective of the process being done for any particular work.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, there is one more question. Can you please discuss the role of third-party certifications in ensuring the quality and safety of electrical equipment?
Third party, basically, to be very frank, we don't have as such provision for third party verification presently. But what as a utility, what as a company you can do, you have to ensure the quality by appointing third party for your quality inspection. You can ensure your process by regularly conducting the safety audit, energy audit, quality audit, and most important thing, once all these audits are over, the recommendation given by the committee or the consultant or that third party must be implemented. If you are not implementing the recommendations or the safety regulations, safety rules and requirements, it is not going to help.
Thank you very much, sir. There is one more question. That can you please share the example of successful electrical safety implementation in any Indian industries?
Okay. There are many stories, and naming one or two companies is not appropriate here, especially through this platform. But there are many good companies, MNC companies, even some government companies are there. If you visit their premises, you automatically understand the level of quality they have maintained. The safety procedures being adopted are marvelous. They are up to the mark, and they never neglect any safety and regulations, prevailing rules and regulations. They comply it in letter and spirit, and they leave no stone unturned to implement and ensure the safety for their assets, for their working personnel, as well as visitor visiting their company.
Thank you very much, sir. And one last question from my side, sir. Sir, in the context of educational institutes like us, what initiatives or programs are effective in instilling the electrical safety awareness among the students and staff?
Yeah. Sir, I can tell you very bluntly, if you look at the curriculum of electrical electronics, there is no specific chapter related to safety. There is some small words like earthing. I have read 2 or 3 paragraphs related to earthing and 1 or 2 paragraphs related to lightning protection in curriculum, in the basically syllabus related to electrical and electronics engineering. But I feel electrical safety must be the part of that syllabus that must be taught, and there should be practical classes also related to safety, and we have to inculcate, we have to imbibe that safety at least in all the engineers, so that they can apply, they can implement the same thing in their vicinity, in their family, and they can educate their friends, whosoever comes in their contact, and finally they start contributing for in making the nation free of electrical accidents. That is happening regularly without fail.
Sir, there is one more question in our chat box. That can you please send the list of sites or case studies regarding the accidents in hospitals, residential building, and cinema theaters?
All these things are readily available. The moment you write down the safety accidents in Google, you will get all the data. When you talk about the data related to electrical accident, there is a government site, NCRB, National Crime Bureau, where you get all this data. How many accidents happened in India? What were the cause? What was the rate of survival? Even road accidents, deaths, you get all the data in government sites. And so far, others informations are concerned, the good sites are like Central Electricity Authority, BIS. These two sites can provide you lots of information related to safeties and others power system data.
Thank you very much, sir. That's it for today's webinar. So, on behalf of Parul University and Parul Institute of Engineering and Technology Diploma Studies, I would like to thank Dr. Rajesh Arora sir for joining with us and sharing the valuable knowledge and thoughts on electrical safety. And I hope our audience will definitely get some wonderful ideas about how to ensure electrical safety in daily life. So thank you very much, sir, for joining with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Sir, if there are more questions from the students on Monday, then the question which is a unique one, I will definitely email you. So student will definitely get some advantage.
Available 24/7. Even you can share my WhatsApp number. If they have any query, you can share my email also. I will definitely try to answer.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you once again. Thank you very much.